Kenton, officially sitting here now as captain of Gateshead FC for the first time. First things first, how does it feel?
Yeah, I'm really proud to take on the responsibility. I'm a North East lad. I've been at the club 3 years, and from the minute I came through the door, this club's felt like home for us. Within that time, I've built up great relationships with the people within the club. You know, the players, the management staff, whoever I've worked with, the people behind the scenes, and the fans. I feel like I've got a good relationship with them. And as club captain, I feel like that's paramount to have those relationships. It's going to be a tough act to follow in Greg. Obviously, one of my best mates, a fantastic footballer, fantastic person, and he was an unbelievable captain. And he cemented himself as a Gateshead legend, and that's something that I'm definitely looking to emulate. I speak to Ben Clark quite a lot as well, another fantastic captain. So obviously following in those footsteps, it's definitely something that I want to emulate.
Yeah, and in terms of how the role has come around for yourself, obviously you mentioned with Greg departing there, so the vacancy's been there for someone to fill, but how has it come around that you've been the one to step into those shoes?
Yeah, I was vice captain last year. Obviously Greg was out for a prolonged period of time, and so was I. So it was difficult to kind of lead on the pitch. For being out injured for so long, and then the gaffer rang me when I was on holiday and just said, look, I couldn't think of a better fit for it, and that was really nice to hear. I like to think I've got the leadership qualities. I think wherever I've been at as a player, my attitude, application, work ethic, and commitment to the causes has never been in question. And for me, I think those things are important to have as a captain. And I try and hold myself to those standards every day and try and set those standards for the rest of the lads. But I'm obviously lucky enough to work with such a great group of lads where that's already instilled in them. So it makes my job a lot easier. Speaking on that as well about the great group of lads, I'm also lucky enough to have a great support network of senior players in the squad that I can lean on their experience, and obviously the lads not just hear my voice, which they probably get sick of because I'm quite a vocal person on the training pitch and off the field. But yeah, so hearing those different voices as well, we've got a great group, and we've got a good mix of older, experienced lads and the younger lads that are getting embedded in. Yeah,
and when you look at the role of captain, I suppose it's a one where fans sometimes might look from the outside looking in and think, is it literally just an armband you wear on a match day? Where does it extend past that? But for you, what do you see that captain's role as? And I suppose whether you see anything changing really for yourself, or whether it's kind of the same as it has been in a way, because like you say, you've been a vocal person anyway.
Yeah, just kind of leading by example and holding myself accountable to the standards that we've set. Obviously the culture when I first came to the club was already in place, and I feel like I've kind of just carried the mantle from there, from the lads who were already here. But yeah, just holding those standards every day, trying to set those. But like I said before, we have got a great group of lads, so there's no problems with that really.
Of course, it's been a bit of a period of transition, as I think always seems to be the case over the summer. A few players who've obviously been key to the team over the past sort of couple of years or so have moved on, but as we say, that tends to happen a lot around Gateshead, as people will know. But now you've been back in for pre-season, you've been around the boys who are here for this sort of week, getting back into the swing of things. How are you feeling looking ahead? Obviously I know it's early stages, but how are things feeling?
Yeah, really good, really positive. I'll start with last year really. If I'm honest, and this will probably be the last time I speak about that. There'll probably be a perception that we'll have a hangover a bit from last year, what happened the back end of the season. But what I can tell you is that was an anomaly. As players, we took accountability for the performances not being good enough. And to be honest, it was probably amplified by factors off the pitch, which obviously Greg touched on in his interview. But yeah, we kind of lost our identity as a group of players. We're a group of hard-working, humble lads that enjoy what we do, and you chuck in a bit of cowsary in there, you chuck in a bit of character, and that's us, that's Gateshead, and we want to be a team that the fans can be proud of and really get behind. And I think this season, that's what we're looking at. Since we've come back in, it's been tough. Obviously, a lot of running, which hasn't been nice, but you have to do that. And the group's come back, everyone's in good spirits, and we've still got a very good squad there. Obviously, we've lost players, which is going to happen here. It's happened every year I've been here, and we've been wrote off before a ball's even been kicked every season I've been here, and we've proved people wrong, and we'll continue to do so. And I think a massive part of that is the culture that we've built, and we'll carry on with that.
Yeah, you mentioned there in the sense of trying to prove people wrong, as you said. I think before every season started, everyone's kind of looking and going, oh, Gateshead have lost a few players. Are they really going to still be up there? They're still going to be competing. And then season after season, it's still happened where have still been competing up there. But how much of a driving factor is trying to prove to people that you are still as good as you were the last year and the year before that?
Yeah, to be fair, we try and block out that noise, because we know ourselves if we can get the continuity within the group. Like I said last year, we lost that identity, and we struggled, if I'm honest. But that was just an anomaly. That won't happen again. Every year we've had improvement, barring the back end of last year since I've been here. Obviously, first year did well, got to a trophy final. Second year we've gone in the playoffs. We won the trophy final, and then you look at it last year. Probably with 8 games to go, we were on course, even with the bad run we had, on course to beat the points tally of the season before that. So for me, it's just the aim is improvement each year, and that's what we'll be looking to do this year. And with the lads we've lost some great lads, great players, but that's happened. That's what happens at this club. There's a lot of turnover of players. I think last season we went through about, I think I was speaking with, I don't know if it was yourself or Simon before, we've went through 50 players last season, which is mental. All good lads, great players, but you need that continuity and you need that togetherness, and we lost that a little bit. And having a squad of, you're looking at 23, 24 players, we're looking to add a couple of bodies in there. We have that continuity straight away, and it's a lot more sustainable than what happened last season. So to make it a short answer, we're just looking for improvement, and by doing that, a byproduct of that is proving people wrong.
Yeah, you mentioned the change of players, transition of players, obviously changing the managerial sense as well, with Alan Armstrong coming in, of course, as we say, electing to choose you as his captain. But how have things been just getting to work with him on the training ground in that first week? Because obviously for a lot of lads, it's their first impression of him as well.
Yeah, brilliant. I've come across Alan a couple of times, obviously in my playing career, and he's always been a really nice bloke to speak to. And yeah, I think all the lads have bought straight into it. He rang every player individually over the summer, had a good conversation with them on a personal level, and all the lads really respected that. His morals and values align with all of ours. His attitude towards the players as well, he puts the person first. Very family orientated, which is always nice to hear. And as a player, that's the type of person you want to play for. As in playing style as well, I don't think much changes. We're a group of lads who play good football. That's what we want to do. But I feel like we did get sussed out a couple of times last year. Teams knew the way we played, and we didn't mix it up enough. So we still want to play total football, but at the end of the day, we want to win football matches, and that's what the gaffer's driving at the minute.
Yeah, and for you, now that you have obviously been back in around the boys, back on the grass, getting stuck into things really, pre-season games of course are starting from next week as well, and you've got pretty much 2 a week until the season starts, but how much are you just enjoying being back at it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love coming into work every day. I think I said that the last time when I re-signed here. I just love coming in every day. To a great environment to work in, and that has been created from the minute I came through the door. That was already in place, and the players that come in just buy into it and carry that on. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the season starting, but being back around the boys has been great. Obviously, I would have before, but now even as club captain, I'd do anything for them. Absolutely love all the lads in there, and we've got a fantastic group that get enjoyment out of every single day, and I think that's a massive part of being a successful team. The togetherness within the group, and for us, we like I alluded to before, obviously we lost that a little bit at the back end of last season, but this year we've all come back in, everyone's buzzing, the atmosphere's good around the place, we get a couple more bodies in, because obviously we are a little bit short, but the squad's nowhere near as small as what you think it would be with the amount of players we've lost. It's probably at a good number. Get a few more bodies in and we'll be absolutely flying, and everyone's buzzing for the first pre-season game and the start of the season.